Alright, hey everyone, back here for tour number 8. It looks like Sakura Hills Hole 2 par 4. So we are going to get underway here with another shorter par 4. And one of the things that I like to do here is just kind of put it out in the middle of the fairway in that open spot, and just to kind of cut the angle a little bit. I like to do this with some left spin, as you can see, getting over this bunker right here and keeping it out of that one. That combination usually leads to a successful fairway shot. So that's what you're going to see me try to do here. Additionally to that, I might go, I'm just trying to size that wind up. I feel like it might be like kind of 3 rings or so down. To the right, like left to right. So I'm just trying to size it up. If it's a 10 wind, I'm just trying to look at it and say basically, it looks like maybe about 3 to, it's pointed about maybe a third to the right. So I'm just going to estimate like 3-ish rings, since it's kind of angled, in my opinion, kind of like I mentioned, like a third to the right. And sorry, Greg, can't play right now. Streaming here. And let me see. So here, but you see my opponent does go into the bunker. And let's see what we got here. So here's Min Club right there. So usually, I might go for a bump shot right here. On a little bit harder wind like this, I probably won't. I'll probably just go for this safe shot over here. You can see that I'm sort of close to mid club. So I'm going to use more of a mid-club number, which in my opinion will be kind of 1.4-ish. But it is a little uphill, so maybe going just a little bit less. So there I'm going to go 6 rings, just to be on the safe side. Like I mentioned, this is an uphill approach, so if it wasn't uphill, I might not play to that min-num. Ooh, that really gave that a good run there. Almost was able to get that one to go in. But like I mentioned, anytime you're uphill, even though that I'm at mid-club and I might need, say, 1.5, 1.4 on the adjustment, I'm going to cheat that in just a little bit. And I played it more like maybe 1.7 per ring. Because of the fact that it is so uphill, and you can see the elevation, especially from my partner's my opponent viewpoint there. As you can see, that wind being pointed down like it was really helped bail out my opponent here to get down the fairway very good. That's one of the another reasons to bring a longer rough irons and sand wedges, in my opinion, as well, just so you can get it up here, bend it around the corner and get a reasonable pitch. And with a Spitfire, you could even get it on the green still, especially with that wind. So just something to keep in mind, because if the wind wasn't favorable, that would have been much harder for my opponent. Well, there you see, the opponent rolls it in there, and we are going to go to another shootout. So glad he was able to get that, so we can see another viewpoint of another hole. And this is definitely one that I wanted to talk about, so I'm glad this one's popping up. And here you can see a kind of a headwind. Anytime I have a headwind, so we are going to do a full backspin shot, but where I aim is going to be dependent upon, whether it's a headwind or tailwind. And I really like headwinds because I can put it up on the green, just like you see my opponent doing. I can do this as well. and have good results. So you're going to see me do similarly. Keep in mind my opponent has a Guardian 6. That's about 1.4 per ring. I'm going to play mine at 1.2 per ring. So keep in mind the accuracy numbers are going to be different. My opponent did need to get that on the fringe. So that's why you're seeing my opponent come up short. So you do want to be very technical with your movement. So you're going to see me rotate the camera and be more careful than my opponent was for those reasons. Like I said, you just need to get it to this fringe surface. You cannot hit. You can see the pitch changes projections. So we need to just get it to here. So one of the things that I do is I kind of cheat the adjustment. You can see I keep it a little angled just to kind of promote it to go a little bit longer. But keep in mind we're going to play very close to max ring adjustment. So 7 rings is probably enough. I'm going to go just a tiny bit extra since it's such a strong wind. And also be sure not to short hit it as well. So there, right around 8 rings, and there you can see it does hit the green. And it's, more than anything, I just needed to kind of counter it and straighten it out. The ring play was probably spot on, but you're seeing me miss to the right because I didn't counter it. So getting a little lazy there, but at the same time, I was playing my opponent. I knew where my opponent was. I'm just going to hit the shot. I don't want to curl it back unless my opponent's in there tight. So I'm not trying to overdo it, because what if I curl it back and it rolls down the hill because I over curl it? So you're seeing me just play a little cautious, stay away from the hill, and make sure that it doesn't roll down and I lose that shootout. But again, landing zone is going to be very critical. Sometimes I will play it off that fairway as well. It's usually on tailwinds. So on tailwinds, you'll see me, because I can't stop the ball. You can see that was basically the maximum wind that I could have. That wind angle with where it was that's as much as I could backspin it to stop it pin high. So any more tailwind than what I just had isn't going to be enough for you to stop the ball. So you have to keep that in mind when you're playing that hole. And if you use that to your advantage, and like I said, on a tailwind, you're going to have to hit the fairway, because it's the only way you're going to be able to get the ball to stop. You won't be able to hit that fringe or the green. So you will have to be a little bit more precise when you're aiming in the fairway, as you saw what my opponent did. He hit it off to the side, and it didn't even get on the green because of that. So that can, the fairway can be a much more finical beast. But if you need a little bit more additional help with that hole, be sure to check out my Tour 8 shootouts. I have that hole covered fairly well. Really glad to be adding this wind here. So just to give you guys another fresh perspective. So good luck with this hole, guys, and catch you guys on the next video.